You get a blessing. You get a blessing. You get a blessing. Hi, I'm Whitney and welcome to the SideChef Studio Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make my raspberry pandan cake. Fresh pandan is one of my favorite ingredients in the world and I can't wait to show you guys how I'm going to be using it today in this fresh and simple cake. Let's get started. Fresh pandan leaf. If you don't know what pandan is, I think the most likable, similar ingredient that we have in Western style cooking is the vanilla bean. If you can't find fresh pandan leaf or frozen pandan leaf, you can use pandan extract or pandan essence for this recipe. So to get started, I'm gonna prep the pandan leaves first, and I'm just gonna trim the stems and then cut them into small pieces so that we can blitz them up easily in the food processor. We're gonna add the coconut into the fresh pandan leaf. So we're locked and loaded and we're gonna blitz this up now. As this is coming together, take a little bit of time to push the leaves down back into the middle of the processor so that we can make sure that all of the leaves are being blitzed up with the coconut milk. From the food processor, you're just gonna dump out the fresh pandan leaf into the sieve. You can use a cheesecloth or a clean tea towel to do this as well, but I prefer to just use a sieve. It's easier to clean up later. We're looking to get at least 2 tablespoons of liquid here, but it does really depend on how juicy your pandan leaves are. Preparing our pandan knots. So this is very similar to how we would de-seed a vanilla bean and then throw a vanilla bean into whatever you're cooking so that you get more flavor out of the pod. So what you do is just you fold it into half, bring it around, and then once you hear a really nice crunch, you can just tie it into a knot just like that. And this can go into any soup, rice, or dessert base, and then it'll get really aromatic as it cooks. So we have our double boiler set up, and what that is just a pot of water filled halfway and a heat-proof bowl on top. Melting chocolate this way just helps to make sure that we are not burning anything and keeping temperatures consistent. Chocolate just needs a little bit of stability as we cook with it, just like most people do in their lives. I love giving food-related relationship advice. The first step is to melt our white chocolate. Do not start with the butter first because then when you add in the chocolate, it will split. In with our white chocolate. You can just keep stirring this until it melts fully. So now that our white chocolate is pretty much melted, we're going to be adding our butter in. Now that our butter and white chocolate is coming together, you'll notice that you're getting a really soft and velvety mixture. This is the perfect time to throw in your pandan leaves. And just like we would with a traditional Southeast Asian dessert, we're gonna leave this on the heat so that the pandan knots can slowly infuse this mixture. Whilst our white chocolate, butter, and pandan leaves are steeping together, we're just gonna combine the dry ingredients. We're gonna start with our flour. We have white sugar, and we also have shredded coconut. And to finish, salt and baking powder. Combine until this is even, and then we're gonna put our wet mixture together. We are going to take our pandan knots out of the wet mixture and just make sure that you drain off as much as you can. We're just gonna add our eggs into this mixture now. Okay, and now that our eggs are in, we're just gonna give this whole mixture a whisk until it comes together. So the last component of our wet mixture is just to add in our pandan essence that we made earlier with our coconut milk. Now that we have our wet mixture and our dry mixture, we're just gonna add this in slowly and combine right here. So kaya is a coconut style jam that is made with eggs, sugar, coconut milk, and fresh pandan leaf, which is also half of the inspiration behind this cake. The other half of the inspiration is that my mom makes these amazing coconut, white chocolate, and raspberry brownies, and so I decided to combine these 2 components together to make this cake. Before we go into the oven, this is the last and the most important part. You have to be really delicate here because we're using fresh raspberries. So you can just add it into the mixture slowly. We're gonna preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 170 degrees Celsius. To prepare our baking tin, I'm just gonna take this piece of parchment paper and then just stuff it inside. In a lot of cafes in Australia, this is how we bake our treats, and then you just take it out like that to serve. So don't worry about making it too pretty. It's beautiful just the way it is. Before I bake my cakes, I like to give them a little tap on the counter just to remove all the air bubbles from the mixture. You'll see that the more I tap, the more air bubbles will pop at the top. And now we're gonna put this into the oven for 1 hour. Guys, this just came out of the oven and it smells amazing. What we're gonna do next is to just leave it to cool in this pan, and then we'll slice it up and serve with whipped cream and fresh raspberries. Okay, the moment of truth. We have our whipped cream and raspberries ready to go, and I'm gonna show you guys a little trick to make your desserts look that much better at home. So all you need are 2 spoons shaped like this, and then you're gonna take a little bit of the cream on 1 spoon and then just scoop it up like this with the other side and shape it until it becomes almost like a little olive. In the restaurant world, this is known as a quenelle, and we normally use molds or a special type of spoon to scoop it out, but you can achieve the same kind of look and feel at home with just 2 dinner spoons. And just to finish off, a fresh raspberry. I really love this cake because it combines a nostalgic childhood flavor with one of my mom's classic cake recipes. Plus, there's raspberries, and who doesn't like raspberries? Let's eat.